In this video, two things are going to happen. One, I'm going to show you how driving a Tesla has ruined me. And the other thing I'm going to show you is what is more efficient, recirculating air through the cabin, or bringing it in through the front suck. I want to see what's more efficient, so I figure I'll pack a lot more into this video than we normally do. So I'm going to show you exactly why. Shoot. I'm going to jail. I forgot, you know how they say to cut the boxes down? Clearly, I just caught myself on camera not doing that. So I'll have to serve a little bit of time for that. But those are the two things we're gonna cover in this video. Why driving a Tesla has ruined me, and what is more efficient, circulating air or bringing it in through the front suck. Let's get, the first part of this is the Tesla app. Now, we all know that it's good, but I wanna show you a couple features that make it significantly better than anything I've previously experienced. First off is security. Now, I'm currently in the car, but normally you can go ahead and view all different angles around your car, as you can see by these four dots here, including the interior camera. You can flash your lights or honk the horn if someone's around the car to scare them away or whatever. You have valet mode. You can see exactly where the car is at. If your spouse is driving it to go visit the Amazon delivery guy again, you can see how fast they are going. You can see where they're at. Here's where I'm at currently. Maybe someone doesn't have cell phone service, but you can see where the car is at. So you can use it for safety and you can use it for infidelity. You have roadside assistance and service, and you have upgrades that you can buy. So you can go into here and you can get software upgrades such as enhanced autopilot, which isn't worth it, and full self-driving, which also isn't worth it. Buy an extended service agreement. You can go in and buy your accessories, and it all works very quickly. It's just not clunky like a lot of other apps. I owned a BMW M2 and the app never worked, and the dealership could never get it to work to vent the car or get it to cool down or anything. The Tesla app works extremely well. Even if you play golf or something, you take your kids to the park, when you're about done, you can go ahead into the climate part of the car, and you can see right now that air is flowing into the front, and the interior temperature is 68 degrees and its exterior temperature is 97 degrees. So doing things like that, vent, defrosting the car, put it in camp mode, and all of this can be done immediately and remotely, and it works reliably. The reasons I state in this video aren't necessarily negative. It just unfortunately has diminished the value of other gas-powered cars and other EVs because of how solid the Tesla platform is. Let's continue to the software. The software in the Tesla is really robust. There's even things like supercharging tips. If you've never driven an EV before and you need to learn about it, you don't have to look it up on YouTube. You just click on the tips. It'll show you exactly what is preferred to be best for the battery. You can also go and change your charging limit right here, which is very easy. You can go to various settings all through here. Now, one downside of it that I will say is for controls. If you need to do things like adjust your mirrors, that's usually an easy switch that can be done on the go from here. While you're moving, to be able to go and adjust the mirrors, if you get going in the car, whether it's a rental or whatever, you have to go into controls, you have to hit mirrors, and then it's a little confusing and intimidating. So that is one thing that I wish it was just regular buttons over here. But the Tesla philosophy is the best button is no button, and that's why a lot of stuff lives in the screen, and that is also why the software is so good. When it comes to space, we have to talk about today's video sponsor, Flexispot. This is their E7 Pro desk, and I got the bamboo top. It's extremely durable. Everything that Flexispot has done has just surpassed my expectations. Legs are incredibly strong, and then you have this pad right here. So obviously we have the plug-in for the USB so you can charge your phone, but there's also 4 preset settings. So if I want to go to my stand mode, all I do is press this M button, set the height I want, so I can just press that, not think about it. Any size you need, any top, you want it made of wood, plastic, bamboo, whatever you could possibly think of, they have it covered. They have different leg options, color options. This can lift up to 440 pounds. You could go to all the buffets you want and you could sit on this and it would lift you every single day, day after day. I'm confident you could order anything from their website and you'd be receiving a great product. Flexispot also provides a lot of accessories, including a free cable management tray for the E7 Pro, monitor arms, a drawer, casters, etc. They have it all on their website, and I highly recommend checking them out if you're considering buying a new desk. They have free shipping, a 30-day risk-free return policy, and a 15-year warranty to ensure customer satisfaction. It also came with these wheels that I could screw into the bottom to easily move it around the house, or if you're buying this for an office, to be able to easily shuffle it around. They've just thought of everything and done a really good job and surpassed my expectations, which is why I accepted them as a sponsor. So the link and discount code is all in the description. Flexispot, thank you for sponsoring this video. This internal Tesla application right here, this comes with all Teslas, and it shows your consumption patterns when you're on a road trip. Now, this is important because so many companies have software that on the outside, they're like, oh, it has Apple CarPlay, and that's where your brain stops working. This is so much more important when you have an electric vehicle. You're driving, it shows you how your driving is consumption versus rated, and as you're driving, it will show you range tips. Maybe you're going too fast, maybe you were going uphill, maybe there was a headwind you were going into. All of this stuff adds up to a really nice package that lets you understand exactly what is happening in the car and lets you customize and set it up to exactly how you want the car to be. You also continually have software updates. So when I got my car, there was a software update that unlocked more of the battery pack and gave the car 10% more range. Additionally, when I put my turn signal on now, you can see it shows me what's in my blind spot. This did not come with the car. This was a software update, and you're able to move this to 3 different panes on your screen. So this stuff is all done through software, even the green light chime. So when the light turns green, you can switch on an option to make the car ding to let you know it's time to stop texting and move your... There are very few companies out there that have meaningful software updates. I'd say Rivian is probably second right now as far as having meaningful, useful software updates that will make your ownership better over time. A lot of times when you own a vehicle, your car gets depreciated over time because the software isn't as good as the new ones. My software on this 2020 Model Y is just as good as the 23s and 24s that are coming out right now. So as an owner of an older vehicle, yes, there are features like better processors and things that they've done to the car, minor updates, suspension changes that they've done, but the overall package and the main infotainment system is just as good as the new one, and I love that. Now for this efficiency test, we are going to have the first time we're going to have the air on recirculation, setting 6. Only will be coming out of the driver's side. Again, another software update that they did. If there's no one that's in the passenger seat over here, they will know to turn this off to let the car run more efficiently. So we're going to be setting 6, 70 degrees, and we're going to go 70 miles an hour, and we're going to drive in chill mode. It'll probably adjust. I just let some air out of this side, but the tire pressure is all good for a cold pressure. Let's head out. Performance is another thing we need to talk about. Currently, this does 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds because I got the acceleration boost. Again, a software update added 100 horsepower to this and took my 0 to 60 from 4.8 to 4.2 seconds. 4.2 seconds is very quick. That's the equivalent of approximately a Porsche Macan GTS, which costs at least $20,000 or $30,000 more than the Tesla Model Y. So other cars that have interested me, I owned a Porsche Macan S. I looked at a BMW X3M and X4M. I really think they're good-looking cars and great, not great driver's cars, but for performance SUVs, they're fun. The problem is they're incredibly inefficient, and as the miles go up on those cars, the maintenance becomes more expensive. Differential fluid, transmission fluid, blinker fluid on BMWs. BMWs have blinker fluid. There's so many things that happen, spark plugs down the road that become thousands and thousands of dollars. My sister's Mercedes GLC costs about $1,000 a year to maintain because she takes it to Mercedes and, you know, they just do what they do. And the way the car handles, you look at these other cars, which I know they are good looking, they're arguably better looking than the Model Y, but it's just such a nice, reliable performance package, and you wouldn't expect it to be. And if you don't want it to be fast, you can put it in chill mode and get more miles out of it. On that first run, we were at 281 watt-hours per mile. The highway EPA efficiency is 279 watt-hours per mile. So we are within 1% of where we're supposed to be, and that's from recirculating air. So now we're gonna bring air in from the front suck on the outside to see what the efficiency is when we do that. So let's see what happens. Here's another example of how it's ruining me to own a Tesla. Look, so I'm low on charge, I have 13%. it automatically pops up, plan your next charge. If you click show chargers, it shows all the chargers that surround you that you can navigate to, and it will precondition the battery to make sure you're charging efficiently and keeping the battery healthy. You're keeping it eating that organic food. Efficiency is another thing that has just ruined me with owning a Tesla. In fact, because I sold my Macan, I only have the Tesla Model Y right now, and the plan is to get the Model 3 Highland when it comes out, but we don't know when that's coming in the United States. So I don't go to the gas station anymore unless I rent a car or have a press car that's a gas. When I say efficiency, the Model Y runs on about the equivalent of 2.5 to 3 gallons of gas, and that gets you approximately a 330-mile range on the Model Y long range. Now that's an EPA test. That's a mix of city and highway driving. Highway miles, you're looking at probably, if you run the battery past zero going approximately 70 miles per hour, you're gonna get about 280 miles of range. And if you're going like me, cross-country trips, you're really looking at like 220 max miles of range, because if you're going 80 miles an hour, speed limit's 75 across a lot of the country, you're going 80, and the drag that happens on the car reduces the mileage significantly. Despite all that, imagine going 300 miles on a tank of gas. There's no car that can do that. So the efficiency of this is incredible in charging, even when you're out on superchargers, is at least half of the cost of gas. And gas is incredibly expensive and high on the West Coast right now, so your savings there are amazing. And there's, again, all these features in the software that let you optimize your driving so you can be as efficient as possible. I've also ordered a lot of EV specific tires, and I have a video series coming up testing all EV specific tires, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. That'll be useful information, especially if you own one, to see what tires are best to replace your current ones with. Higher mileage also doesn't mean much anymore, because these batteries are expected to last between 300,000 and 500,000 miles. Most cars are only engineered to last with regular maintenance up to 150,000 miles before there's just catastrophic failure. Now everyone's question is, what do you do when you have to replace the battery? Here's some advice I can give you if you're searching for a used electric vehicle. Check what the original manufacturer's warranty is on the battery. That will give you some peace of mind. That's the largest thing that can fail. In a normal internal combustion engine car, gas-powered car, there can be up to 2,000 moving parts. In an electric vehicle, there can be as few as 20 moving parts. There's as far less that can fail. So if the largest thing fails, if let's say you're buying a car with 60,000 miles, but it's covered up to 120,000 miles. This Model Y is covered for 8 years or 120,000 miles, whichever comes first. So if the battery fails to maintain 70% of its original capacity, then you are eligible to get a battery replacement from the dealership. So that would be the biggest thing I would look for. Check what the manufacturer's warranty is. If you want to get an extended one, great, but really that battery warranty should be pretty good, should be sufficient if you're looking for a car to get around town or an electric vehicle in general. Start with that. Tesla also uses space better than any automobile manufacturer in the world. Not only do you have this massive hatch that opens up and these seats that fold down, you then have this huge subcompartment where I store things like an air compressor and pucks for jacking the car up and recyclable bags for virtue signaling at grocery stores. All that stuff can be stored down here, leaving this space totally clean, and you have two huge compartments here. In addition, you have the frunk. Now, a lot of also, this right here is by S-Tech. It's a paint protection film. It's a fashion film. You can get that at Dynamic Tint in Tempe, Arizona. That's who did all the tint on my car and the stealth wrap. But anyways, you have this huge frunk up here. All these other EV manufacturers have enough to put a notepad up front because they can't package their EVs as efficiently as Tesla can. Now the Mustang Mach-E is certainly an exception to that, but even that doesn't have the subcompartment that the Model Y has. It's just a really impressive vehicle, and when you compare it to the BMWs and Mercedes that are gas powered, they can't compete. Now, in terms of efficiency, bringing air from the outside or letting air recirculate, there actually was a noticeable difference. So we're supposed to be at 279 watt-hours per mile with EPA highway test. Recirculating air, we were at 281, so about 99% of EPA. When we brought air in from the outside, we were at 385 watt-hours per mile, or 97% of where we should be at with the EPA test. Why did I take my sunglasses off? So there is a noticeable difference, about 3% difference, going from circulating air to not circulating air, and over a road trip, that could actually make a significant difference. Now what you're gonna wanna see is what horsepower this car makes, and you're gonna love this video right here, which shows that on a dyno test with and without the acceleration boost. You're gonna love this video. Thanks for watching.